And what I like about Balance of Nature is you can't contradict what's in it. Everybody knows fruits and vegetables are good for you. There's never going to be a dispute over that.
Start now by going to balanceofnature.com and don't forget to use discount code Newsmax.
Selling a home is expensive.
6:30 tomorrow morning, Rob Finnerty, Wake Up America weekday starts then. Thanks for having your coffee with us. We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. We're all getting older, and with that comes a lifetime of microscopic damages at the cellular level. And Lifist has MIKRA Cellular Science and Cell F. It's an intensive super blend formula. It claims to boost energy at the cellular level. So with me is the COO of Lifist and the CEO of MIKRA, Faraz Jamal. It's great to see you back here again.
That's amazing, Jane.
So Cell F is the actual product, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And that replaces what, multivitamins? Like, how does this work exactly?
So it's actually a really great question. A lot of our customers right now, they email in, they phone in and things like that, and they ask what can Self actually replace? And generally,
so you call it Self.
Yeah.
Self. Okay.
Yeah, it's Cell F or Self depending on how you want to go about it. But Self can actually replace your multivitamins as long as you're not majority of people take multivitamins for whole body health and wellness and things like that. I always like to say that Self is actually the new modern multivitamin. It's meant to promote a healthy lifestyle as well as a healthy cellular system.
And I remember you explained that it works on the cells. And so, and we talked about hydration. That was one of the key things. So how does it work?
Yeah, so when you do ingest Self, it moves through your gastric environment completely unchanged, and then it's all absorbed directly into your cells. And that's where our technology really shines. So we actually transport these nutrients directly into your cells, and then they create reactions that can boost your inflammatory responses, your immune system, basically get rid of your chronic fatigue, and that's where Self really does shine. The majority of people out there right now take their multivitamins and they take their supplements and they're hoping to achieve more energy or achieve a better, just reduce some of that inflammation.
Better,
and Self actually does that.
Now, you've sold out 3 times.
Yes.
So apparently people are certainly willing to try. Are these repeat customers? Are they seeing successful results?
Yeah. So when we did push Self out to the market, it was a pilot test. I really wanted to understand how people would feel when they took the product, and honestly, it tastes like medicine. It tastes like it's supposed to work, and it does. We just didn't anticipate that over literally 80% of our customers would come back and then continuously buy, and then we've also seen them buying for their families as well. Mm-hmm. So that's where that compounding effect has really come into play. So it's been really cool, but a little bit stressful as well to sell out 3 times.
Keep up with supply.
Yeah.
Is it a powder or a gel, or what is it?
It's a nutraceutical gel. So it's more like if you were to ingest peanut butter. It's that kind of type of consistency, and we're very different. And the reason why it's not a powder or anything else is because we use the active forms of the ingredients, so it doesn't get it doesn't get exposed to oxygen or anything like that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And is it a once a day thing?
It's once a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're just now for sale on e-commerce.
Correct.
So are you thinking about expanding?
That's actually really well timed. We're actually in talks with a major retailer, so we're hoping to roll something out over the next couple of quarters, as well as a lot of chiropractor as well as spinal clinics have been reaching out as well. So, yeah, I think we'll be everywhere quite soon.
Would you say this is more a pharmaceutical or a supplement?
I would say that we're closer to a pharmaceutical. And the major reason why is I always like to say the Self doesn't have any fairy dusting in it. And what I mean by that is we actually use clinically dosed levels of ingredients. So Self has got ingredients that are backed by about 150 human clinical studies.
Okay.
And we don't skimp at all. So everything that's within the product is the same dosage amounts that are used in those clinical studies. You'll come across other supplements that will claim to boost energy and things like that, but they have like what we call trace ingredients, and then they usually just fortify the product with caffeine or some sort of stimulant. So you kind of feel like that jitteriness after, and you're like, oh, it's working. So we stray away from that completely. And then on top of that, we pair it with our technology, which makes sure that the actual products are absorbed directly into your cells.
And so what are some of the benefits? You mentioned just energy.
Yep.
What are those benefits, and who seems to benefit the most?
So that's actually a really good question. And energy is such a broad term. We basically like to say that if you're taking a nap midday, or like you're hitting that afternoon slump, or you're like throwing back tons and tons of coffee, this product is probably going to be the one for you. It's not a stimulant in the sense that like you're going to take it and then you're going to immediately just stop having coffee or something like that. It'll take about a week or two, and then suddenly you start to sleep a little bit better. You'll feel a little bit more rested. Some of that chronic fatigue that you may be having in the past will start to slowly fade away. And you'll start to feel healthier as like a human being. Yeah,
just like you want to go out and tackle the world. So
exactly. Yeah.
How big do you think this product could get?
I always say that Self is for everyone, but truthfully, the majority of individuals who are going to benefit are above 30. Like that's kind of that sweet spot. Once you hit 30, all of your like all-nighters at university or like all of those things like kind of catch up to you, and you hit that wall. Self is designed for everybody who's above 30.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much, Faraz, for coming back.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Thousands of people use Phantom every day to access DeFi, NFT, metaverse, and GameFi decentralized applications. On Phantom, you can trade, lend, and borrow in a fully decentralized way with instant speed and near zero fees. Whether you're an artist or a collector, there's a rich and accessible NFT ecosystem to explore. Join your friends in the metaverse for exciting digital experiences or play revolutionary Web3 games. Join Phantom today.
I have a question for you. Are you talking about your company, or are you being talked about? The internet is full of business owners that want your clients. So now imagine if the competition you have now becomes irrelevant. Imagine you didn't have to fight for clients because they are all coming to you. How would that change your business? This could be your reality, because that's what we do. We help you get the credibility that you deserve. My name is Rhonda Swan. I'm the founder and CEO of the Unstoppable Branding Agency. If you think you qualify to work with us, message me and apply today, and click on the link in this video. I look forward to meeting you. Don't forget to be unstoppable and stay wild.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Link2 is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Link2. Private investing made simple.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland. using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
CEEK Metaverse is a virtual reality platform with concerts from top artists like Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, The Killers. They digitally connect artists and athletes and other digital content creators directly to their fans in virtual worlds. And really one of the most successful metaverse companies, I think, that's going on right now, Mary Spio, who is the CEO and founder of CEEK Metaverse. So great to see you again. And let's just start. I gave a little overview, but give me an overview of what CEEK is doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're providing the tools for digital content creators, for artists and sports teams, et cetera, to be able to connect to their fans in the metaverse. And, we're probably one of the first that ever created this platform to allow artists and digital content creators to be able to do that, not just in our own proprietary metaverse, but also on Oculus, on HTC, and iOS, Android, and all of that.
Yeah, you were really one of the first groups that I had talked to that was kind of doing the metaverse. And I don't think even at the time we were saying metaverse, we were saying more like virtual reality, but that's basically what you were doing at the time.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I presented to Facebook back in, I think it was 2014 or 2015.
Oh, wow.
And I spoke specifically of the metaverse. We did an application where we talked about going beyond gaming and having people in these social environments, watching movies, watching concerts, watching games. So if you think about where the metaverse is today, and you look at that presentation that we did to Facebook, Oculus, you will see that it's the vision that's being realized today.
Yeah, wow, how fascinating. I had no idea that you were working on this that long ago. So you just had a new show, debut live.
Yes.
So tell me about that show. How does that fit into the whole CEEK ecosystem?
So the Debut Live is an exclusive show, which is hosted and co-created by the Billboard head of hip hop music. So he created it as a show to interview different musical artists on their debut album. And we had The Game on there, who was with Kim Kardashian and, of course, has worked with Dr. Dre and 50 Cent and, a lot of different artists. And so that was a huge hit, being that he shared a lot of information that hasn't been shared before in terms of his relationship with Kim Kardashian. So it just really caught on fire. But how that fits in, when you think about the CEEK Metaverse, these are all virtual clubhouses that people can go into and they can meet with others, whether it's their avatars or their real person. But we've created this digital visualization of clubhouses, and people, whether it's through NFTs or fan experiences, can come and really be with their favorite artists.
Mm-hmm. And there have been a lot of metaverse companies kind of popping up over the past couple of years. How would you say CEEK is different from some of the newer ones?
A lot of what we see a lot of metaverse companies. We see some that are doing some serious stuff, but a lot are also what I consider three guys, with some GIFs, and just really looking to capitalize on the metaverse experience and, ride the wave. But the legitimate ones that I see are building, in different ways. And how we differentiate is the fact that we have these realistic worlds that are, we bring the real world into the metaverse. Our focus is on mainstream adoption. I think a lot of the other companies are focused on building these new experiences and creating audiences to come to them. The problem with that and what they're doing is the fact that with any technology, if you don't have mainstream adoption, then the technology is not going to fly. So we've been this successful today because we're super focused on making the metaverse relevant. And that's our big differentiator, is that it's not just for a small subsect, but for everyone, you know, to be part of the metaverse.
Do you worry about the competition, or do you think that that's better for the metaverse industry in general?
It's better for the metaverse industry in general, because they're all building different things. And if you think about the internet today, the metaverse is the next iteration of the internet. Today, we have over 2 billion websites. We have tens of billions of devices that are connecting. One company cannot build the metaverse. I think that's why Facebook is supporting companies such as CEEK. You know, Meta is supporting companies such as CEEK, because they realize that one company cannot build the metaverse. So we welcome the legitimate companies that are building something, that are building utility for the metaverse. We're very excited about that.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And what is the latest in metaverse? I mean, it seems like every day there's some new breakthrough or technology. What's the latest?
The latest that I see, I saw a recent article from Time magazine. And when I see stuff like that, I think that it's validating that the time is coming. It's coming of age. The metaverse is coming of age when you're seeing places like Time magazine cover it. So the latest is a lot of the mainstream media trying to connect the dots. I think I saw something on Rob Report also talking about what is the metaverse. So people are beginning to realize that it's not a phase, it's not something for a small group of gamers, but that this is how we're going to live, work, and play moving forward.
Yeah, so interesting. And what about CEEK? What's next with CEEK?
What's next with CEEK? We continue to do the land sale, and the land sale is really just the marketplace of the future, the app stores of the future. I talked about 2 billion apps that are being built. We couldn't possibly build it all by ourselves. And so we've opened the CEEK platform for other developers to be able to build their own applications of what they want to see in the world in CEEK. And we have the debut live. We have, some big artists coming up next. And we're just super, super excited that people are really taking to these VR clubhouses and the metaverse. And brands are also just equally excited about, dropping NFTs and airdrops and interacting with our users.
So just real quick, Mary, so for somebody who's kind of interested in this, but they don't even know where to begin, like I guess you start with VR headsets, right? And then an app, the CEEK app, and then that's how you enter the CEEK metaverse. That's what somebody needs to do. Okay.
Yes. So if you have no idea what we're talking about, just go to the App Store, iOS or Android, download the CEEK app, and the CEEK is CEEK. You download the app, you see all these different venues, just enter it, and you can use your hand even on the phone to move around and see what's happening. And then to have the next level of experience, you could pick up a VR headset. We have one VR headset. You could pick up the Oculus, which we recommend also, and be able to, experience. It's a phenomenal world. And once you try it, there's no going back. There's really no going back.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. I've been in it too, so I should really do it more, because it is kind of a very unique experience. So
yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Mary. Great to have an update, and look forward to the next one.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I always love coming on your show, Jane.
Thousands of people use Phantom every day to access DeFi, NFT, metaverse, and GameFi decentralized applications. On Phantom, you can trade, lend, and borrow in a fully decentralized way with instant speed and near zero fees. Whether you're an artist or a collector, there's a rich and accessible NFT ecosystem to explore. Join your friends in the metaverse for exciting digital experiences or play revolutionary Web3 games. Join Phantom today.
I have a question for you. Are you talking about your company, or are you being talked about? The internet is full of business owners that want your clients. So now imagine if the competition you have now becomes irrelevant. Imagine you didn't have to fight for clients because they are all coming to you. How would that change your business? This could be your reality, because that's what we do. We help you get the credibility that you deserve. My name is Rhonda Swan. I'm the founder and CEO of the Unstoppable Branding Agency. If you think you qualify to work with us, message me and apply today and click on the link in this video. I look forward to meeting you. Don't forget to be unstoppable and stay wild.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Link2 is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Link2. Private investing made simple.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Phixey is a club for cell phones, tablets, and laptop owners. It's full of benefits, including repairs, which most of us have been through. With me is Alexandra Poirier, who is the head of communications from Phixey, to tell us about the company. So let's just start. Give me an overview of what Phixey is doing, Alexandra.
So Phixey is a club for owners of cell phones, tablets, computers, laptops, and wearable devices, like AAA is for car owners.
Okay. So is Phixey like an insurance company for devices?
No, we are a club. We do not have monthly premiums, and there's no deductibles.
Okay. And so considering everybody has a cell phone, just about everybody, and a few other devices as well, is this a huge industry? I would think it would be an enormous industry.
Well, cell phones and tablets have become very expensive, some over $1,000. So let's say you purchase a cell phone for $1,200, and you break it, and you need to get it fixed, and it costs $400. Why wouldn't you? The problem is that $400 is still a lot of money.
And how much does an average repair cost?
Between $150 to $800, depending on the device. Tablets, smartwatches, laptops, they're even more.
Yeah, okay. And will Phixey fix it for free if you're a member?
Correct.
Okay. And is that a deductible? Is there anything else that you charge besides a membership fee?
No, because remember, we're not an insurance company, so there's no monthly premiums and no deductibles.
And so the monthly fee must be over $20 a month. How much is the monthly fee?
A cell phone membership is just $19.95 a year. If you were to break that down, it's $166 a month with no deductible. Phixey is about to revolutionize the cell phone repair and insurance industry. And by the way, create thousands of jobs. No longer will people have to worry about paying high repair prices, high premiums, and high deductibles.
And what is the difference between Phixey and, say, an insurance company?
Well, insurance companies charge a monthly premium of between $5 and $20. We have an annual fee of $19.95.
And are there other benefits besides the fixing of the phones or devices?
There are multiple benefits. In October, we will be launching Phixey Wireless, powered by T-Mobile. So members of Phixey will be able to receive unlimited talk and text for $10 a month. So no longer do they have to worry about high wireless fees, their devices breaking.
And then how does somebody sign up for Phixey?
You just go to Phixey.com. Takes about a minute.
Okay, that's it. And pay. And that's what they get you there. So, all right, anything else we need to know?
Phixie will soon be a household name. We are projected to have 20 million members in the next 2 years. As we continue to grow, we will be adding more benefits. We plan to make the world a better place by helping people save money on many aspects of their life. I just want to reiterate that a Phixie membership is just $19.95 a year, not a month, no deductibles, and if your device breaks, we will fix it for free.
And that is per device, the annual membership, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you so much, Alexandra, for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thousands of people use Phantom every day to access DeFi, NFT, metaverse, and GameFi decentralized applications. On Phantom, you can trade, lend, and borrow in a fully decentralized way with instant speed and near zero fees. Whether you're an artist or a collector, there's a rich and accessible NFT ecosystem to explore. Join your friends in the metaverse for exciting digital experiences or play revolutionary Web3 games. Join Phantom today.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Link2 is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Link2. Private investing made simple.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
SEKUR is a way to communicate for individuals or businesses in private with instant message, email, and with me is the CEO of SEKUR, Alon Giahi, to talk about, Alon, I mean, it seems like every week when we talk, there's another company, another hack, and now it's Signal, which was touted a few years ago as one of the more protected ones, but now there's been a hack there. So what do you know about that?
Yeah, so we've been talking about this for a long time. The reason why Signal became popular in February 2021 is when WhatsApp, Facebook, basically Meta now, decided to shut people's accounts unless they accept aggressive terms of use, which eventually they backtracked, but they still rolled it back forward. So whoever's using WhatsApp, you're accepting those aggressive terms that they basically can take your entire data and resell it. So people, you know, they say, okay, I'm going to Signal, they're rebels. But what they don't understand is that, okay, it's not Meta, but it's still hosted on AWS, so it's still big tech. As much as I respect Amazon tremendously, it is a good platform. But if you want privacy, that's not where you want to go. And the biggest flaw in this hack, which was 1,900 people that got hacked with text and Twilio, it's like a whole bunch of stuff mixed together in the article. It basically shows the flaw of having to give your phone number away when you download those apps. Because try to use any application and not give your phone number away. It just can't happen.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I mean, you've talked about that from the beginning, because I think we hear so much about emails and don't click on the weird emails and things like that. But the phone number, I mean, everybody asks for this. And that's a way for them to get into your data as well, the phone number.
It totally is. And I was reading an article, I don't know if it's on CNBC Online or Wall Street Journal, but it talks about 2 billion or trillion texts being sent. And you know how you have the junk mail thing? Now you have the spam on text. And how do they get your phone number? Well, you can buy phone numbers from the telecom company or other vendors, data vendors for cheap. And what's happening is that if somebody has your phone number, forget about hackers, but a normal, good white hacker can get into your phone and data mine everything you have and also all your contacts, and then it's their contacts. So it's like a Trojan horse having your phone number away. We do things differently, as you know.
Okay, so let's explain that. So how does Secure different then?
So if you have Secure Messenger on its own or part of the Secure application, which comes with email and Messenger, first of all, we never require your phone number when you register. You have to create a username and a password. And when you buy that and then you download from iOS or Android after you bought it from us, you need to first go to our site. Then you log in with your username and password. Nobody knows that you're using it. So then people tell me, yeah, but how can I text other people? It's not a texting, it's an app like a WhatsApp or Signal. The difference is that it's closed loop, it's got a lot of privacy tool, and most of these, all the other application, you need the recipient to have the same app. If not, you can't communicate. We have that chat by invite, so you can text someone to chat with you even if they don't have Secure. And that you can take from your address book, your phone book, it'll synchronize it, or just text anybody you know. Today we offer 61 countries. And the fact that you don't have to give your phone number away when you download the app or when you register with us, that means nobody can data mine you, essentially. They don't even know that you're using it, right? And even if they have what we call your secure number, because you're given a 6-digit secure number, and if somebody wants to add you, A, they need to have it, and B, even if they have it, you still need to accept them in your circle of secure contacts. So if you don't want to, or you don't recognize anyone, you just block them.
And then the economy there's this debate, are we in a recession? You know, what is a recession? Going on here. And, today it's a Monday, August 22nd. China has implemented a second interest rate cut in, I think, a week. So that's a clear clue. Their economy is slowing down. There's talk about inflation in the UK. How is Secure doing in this kind of, I think most people agree we're headed for a slowdown at some point. How is Secure doing in navigating all of this?
Those are good points. So first of all, when you lock down your entire country, you're like China did, you're going to have to put stimulus. And if you can't, spend trillions of dollars, you reduce your rates. I don't think it's going to do much. In terms of the inflation, really quickly, I think those inflation are labor inflation, so shortage of labor. I'm sure in New York City, I know people who own businesses and they tell me they have to hire people and pay them a lot more. I think that that's going to peak by Q1 of next year. But commodities like wheat and other things, aluminum, etc. In fact, if you listen to CNBC, I watch a lot Cramer, Jim Cramer is a person I've been watching for 30 years. He talks about all these companies like Coca-Cola and all, the aluminum pricing are going down. So they're going to be more profitable because the raw material is going down. But we don't see it because you and I go to a restaurant and we pay a lot more for food, but that will abate. I think it's more labor. In our business, we have had amazing revenue growth. In July, was the best month of the whole company history. And August so far is up 45% compared to July. We had a tweet, I think over the weekend on Twitter about real estate. Everybody's talking about real estate going to crash. And most likely the mortgage brokers, the independent one, 2/3 of them are going bankrupt. But we put a tweet that says, there's no recession in email hacking, right? And people still need to use email, whether there's a recession or not. And more than ever, you need to protect your valuable data. whatever asset you have, and your business data is the most valuable asset, you need to protect it. So in our business, we don't see a recession. It's explosive growth. We keep seeing growth every quarter. And, you know, we don't charge that much. I mean, if you're a business, are you going to really try to save $1 a month or $2? No, you can't afford it, because if your data gets stolen, you can lose millions of dollars. But generally inflation, I mean, there's always like 1 month when the market is down, people panic. In October, it's going to be inflation is down and the market will probably go up, then go down and up. I think these are labor inflation. Raw material, I think, is going down. But the interest rates, I think, in the Western world are going up. And, you know, we've seen the price of real estate softening up. So these are adjustment periods. And if you're a long-term investor, like I am, like you are, you shouldn't worry about the next 6 months or 12 months. As far as SEKUR, the growth is just keeps going. And we haven't even talked about businesses. We're going to launch to small, medium businesses. And we have some enterprise feature, which we will discuss next week, that will target enterprise and businesses to protect themselves even more. You know, hackers don't have recession. People still need to use email. So that's what's good about our business.
Yeah. Well, no, I would think as a business owner, with the inflation and the labor and all these things going on, the last thing you want is some kind of hack into your data. So,
yes.
So to take the precautions there would seem like it would eliminate a lot of stress down the road.
And I want to say one last thing, because we get like 99% of our revenue in US dollars, and the US dollar is going up, as a Canadian issuer, which most of our expenses are in USD now, because the marketing is in USD, but we do have some expense in Canadian. We're reporting Canadian dollar. We're actually, this is an amazing thing for us. The US dollar is strong, and it's going to be strong for a while. So yeah, I mean, you don't want to save $10 to be hacked. B, in our business, people still are going to send emails.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks so much, Alon. Look forward to catching up next week.
Thank you, Jane. Thanks, everyone, for watching. See you next week.
Thousands of people use Phantom every day to access DeFi, NFT, metaverse, and GameFi decentralized applications. On Phantom, you can trade, lend, and borrow in a fully decentralized way with instant speed and near zero fees. Whether you're an artist or a collector, there's a rich and accessible NFT ecosystem to explore. Join your friends in the metaverse for exciting digital experiences or play revolutionary Web3 games. Join Phantom today.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Link2 is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Link2. Private investing made simple.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
At the New York Stock Exchange, and CEO Craig Peters joins me now. And Craig, tell me about your journey to the IPO.
Well, it starts, I guess, 27 years ago when we were founded. It's a business that is a great business. It's a business that has a tremendous product that our customers need and value. It has a product that has an impact in the broader world at its best. And, it's a business that's highly profitable. And it's one that we're excited to bring back to the public markets because, as you and I were talking before, it allowed us to raise about $1 billion in capital, which allows us to retire both preferred investments that we had on our balance sheet as well as some debt, and puts the company into really strong financial footing to be able to use its profitability as well as its balance sheet to pursue all the opportunities that we see in front of us. It's taken us a bit of time to get this transaction complete. The world has been, a complex place as it continues to throw things at everybody. But I think it starts with the strength of the business. You have a great business with real customers, real revenues, real profits. And I think those businesses shine in any environment.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the influx of cash that you get from the IPO, but there are other advantages to being a publicly listed company as well, like in terms of just the prestige and marketing. And talk to me about why some of that outweighs some of the headaches of being a public company as well.
Yeah, well, I think today's an example of that. I get to talk to you and tell you about our great company, and I know there's customers out there that will listen to that. And ringing the bell today was something that that I think puts our brand and our company out onto an even broader platform that it already is. I think we're a well-established brand, but we can always grow that and grow it geographically and grow it into new customer segments. But I also think it's a day that as a company we get to celebrate. I get the opportunity now to craft equity plans for our staff and to allow them to participate in this business, which as a private company you can do, but on a fairly limited basis. As a public company, we can allow much broader participation, and I'm excited to do that because at the end of the day, it's not me. It's 1,700 employees. It's 300 content partners. It's almost 500,000 contributors that really create the success of Getty Images. And I'm happy to be able to kind of broaden out that reward.
Yeah, well, I had no idea. 500,000 contribitors. You would need people all over the globe, I assume.
Yeah, you do. You do. I was at a sporting event just a few days ago, and the individual in front of me was actually one of our contributors. So I got a real live focus group there.
So, and you're getting into NFTs too. So you're kind of looking ahead to the future and digital images. Like, explain that part of your strategy.
Well, I think it's looking into the future. We've always been very innovative and trying to think about not just innovation in a technology sense, but innovation in the content that we produce and how we represent things and how we cover events. But Web 3.0 is coming. What form is it going to take? I'm not going to sit here and tell you I understand it all and know exactly what form it's going to take. But I do know one thing. I do know that people's passions will carry forward into Web 3.0. People's passions existed pre-internet. They existed in Web 1.0 and Web 2.0, and they're going to exist in Web 3.0. And our content allows people to connect with their passions, whether that's music or sport or history or photography itself. And so, we can really use our content and our capabilities to allow for that in this Web 3.0, either on a direct basis, and we announced a partnership with Candy Digital to do that, or indirectly through our existing customers and partners. So, one of the more prominent NFT offerings out there is the NBA's Top Shots in partnership with Dapper Labs. And we're supplying content into that. So, we're always, trying to make sure that we're allowing people to connect with their passions, connect with the audiences that they're trying to connect to. And our content's been a constant medium for that to happen. So I fully expect it to be a medium for that in 3.0.
Yeah, no, and I think you're like a lot of people. We know it's coming. We don't know how it's going to look exactly, how we're going to interact with Web 3.0, but I think there's enough technology working on it. There's something there.
There's something there, and if there's anything that we've learned as a business over the last 3 to 4 years, don't try to over predict because you're likely going to be wrong. But be ready for the opportunities. Be prepared for the opportunities. as they present themselves, or even the challenges, and turn them into opportunities. And so, yeah, we're excited about what 3.0 and what it can mean for us, and we'll surf that wave as it presents itself.
Okay, so we've talked about NFTs, and then your new future as a public company. What else do you think that Getty Images may be having in the near future? What's kind of your strategy?
Well, the strategy is, some people might find this boring, but it starts with great content. Mm-hmm. Produce great content. Our customers buy our content to connect with end audiences. They could be a media company that needs to, have coverage of what's happening in Ukraine or on Capitol Hill or at a sporting event. Or it could be a brand that's trying to connect with a certain demographic, a certain target customer, or with their existing customers. And we need to stay really focused on that to allow them to have the right visuals to do that in a meaningful way, in an authentic way, in a new way that actually stands out in a really crowded visual landscape. And so, we're going to show up every day coming in to try to do that really well. Now, we can do that for more customers. We can do that in more geographies, right? We can do that in video increasingly. We can do it, in the NFT space or in Web 3.0. But, if our imagery doesn't stand out, cut through, create an impact, then all that stuff goes away, because that's the real end of the day. It's not about an image. It's about the right image that makes an impact and engages with an audience in a new way. I was just talking with some bank colleagues, bankers. They've been a bit closer to me than normal through this transaction. And if you think about a bank, it's not selling you, a businessman. It's selling you trust, right? It's not selling you a businesswoman. It's selling you integrity. And so that's what our imagery is trying to convey, to allow them to connect with those audiences that ultimately they can build their brand and build their businesses around.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing because with all the technology and everything we've got, it still comes down to the product.
It does.
Like with everything, Getty Images or food or whatever. So
I use the food analogy all the time. I'm like, if we were selling hamburgers, it better taste good. And, it starts there. I don't care, what your, experience is. We wrap it in a great customer experience, but you got to have a great burger. And I think Getty Images has the very best burgers within the visual imagery space. So,
well, Craig, congratulations on this and best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thousands of people use Phantom every day to access DeFi, NFT, metaverse, and GameFi decentralized applications. On Phantom, you can trade, lend, and borrow in a fully decentralized way with instant speed and near zero fees. Whether you're an artist or a collector, there's a rich and accessible NFT ecosystem to explore. Join your friends in the metaverse for exciting digital experiences or play revolutionary Web3 games. Join Phantom today.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Link2 is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Link2. Private investing made simple.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SEKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SEKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SEKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SEKUR. Visit SEKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome, everyone, to your Secure Privacy and Security segment. I'm Anna Berry, along with the CEO of Secure Private Data, Alain Guy. Welcome, Alain.
Thanks, Anna. Happy to be here. Hello to our viewers.
Well, I was just talking with you earlier about the fact that I just deleted my TikTok. I just deleted my Snapchat. I'm holding on to my Instagram and my Facebook, but they probably are coming next. But the policy terms are always changing, and it just seems like they're taking more and more of our data, and they're wanting to share it with more and more people I don't want having my personal information. So let's dive into that and see how we can find some solutions and protection for our data.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, Snap is a public company. Their stock has been tanking a lot lately because of lack of revenue. So that tells you whenever they data mine you, in fact, Snap was supposed to be, they were looking at doing ads or whatever. These companies essentially data mine your data. Then they find a way to monetize it, meaning they want to make money from your data. Actually, our company completely terminated our corporate Facebook and Instagram accounts not too long ago. I haven't been in Facebook in close to a decade, I think. I don't think I have an Instagram account, but if I do, it's non-existent. So what happens is these companies that offer you something for free essentially need to make money because it costs money to have employees and to have those machines. So what they do is they just sell you data. And now, not only that, they're going to basically collect whatever is around you, all your surrounding and your friends or whoever you're next to, and they'll basically triangulate and they'll make correlations. So if you're doing a certain activity, for example, and other people are doing that activity, then they'll be able to sell stuff related to that activity to the users. You know, I'm just thinking if you go to a spin class, for example, that would be the case. And then, you know, spin companies can buy that data and push that to you. In the meantime, your privacy, your private life is now in the public eye, not only to these companies that data mine you, but to the hackers and anybody else that wants to snoop in. So what we offer, as you know, in Secure, we have the Secure Messenger. Now, it is a paid system. It costs $5 a month for an individual, but you can also chat with someone who doesn't have the Secure Messenger. The way to do it is you use chat by invite. You can basically synchronize your phone book on your phone. When you start a chat, it'll tell you, do you want to chat with someone that's in your contacts or somebody completely new? And we just launched 61 countries now where you can text someone to. So if you have somebody in India that you want to talk to and you have some privacy you want to discuss, now you can text someone in India and that person can click on the link and chat with you in privacy. So we're not something like Snap or these kind of Facebook Messenger, because we're all about privacy and security. And that's probably one way where, you know, if you want to chat with people, well, obviously don't use Snapchat or any of these big tech. If you want to just have fun and look at jokes, that could be it. But then bear in mind the location and data mine you.
Well, and let's also talk about email, because I'm an independent contractor. I send W-9s all the time. That's my business ID, my social security number. Well, not anymore because I have secure mail. So I send it through that. But so many people out there just send it at a moment's notice with no hesitation. How dangerous is that?
Well, Cisco System, which is a huge company, just got breached because their employees were using Gmail. That's an example that this happens to large corporations and definitely to people like you. So if you have a secure email, the concept of email is that when you send an email to somebody that's not part of your network, like if you go from secure to a non-secure user, that email is going to be read by the recipient's ISP or service provider. Whereas with us, if you use Secure Send, which is the feature that sends a notification, like your W-9 and your Social Security, your taxes, you want to send it to your accountant, right? The accountant probably has Microsoft or Google. That's a fact. Or something of that sort with their domain on it. So you want to send it using Secure Send, because Secure Send lets you send an email to your accountant saying, hi, it's Anna, click here to view my email. Then you have all the attachments that you can put without crowding his or her mailbox, which is a great feature. You can upload a ton of stuff. And at the same time, your accountant can read that email, download your tax form, your W-9, etc., and use Secure Reply to reply back to you in full privacy without having to buy Secure. And that thing basically makes it that none of the communication leaves our servers in Switzerland. Now, we just launched our Secure Mail application. The iPhone version works really well out here. The Android is being tweaked a little bit more to be more user-friendly. It'll be done in the next 2-3 weeks. And then you can basically buy a Secure, either the full Secure Mail, download the app, and when you use the app, you can click Secure Send or regular Secure. It's an amazing tool, and I use it all the time when I deal with banker, lawyer, accountants, all of that.
And it's for the individuals as well as the large corporations.
Absolutely. Individuals pay less because they usually don't have their own domain. If you're a small business all the way to a big enterprise, but we try to help a lot of SMBs that don't have the gazillions of dollars for IT department. You know, small businesses are the, lifeblood of the US economy. There's 30 million small businesses. We want to provide to small businesses something that normally the big companies can afford. So if you're an SMB and you want to have your own domain, you can buy the business version, port your domain with us. I mean, we've had the other day somebody from GoDaddy that just went to us, very happy. I mean, there's always people porting their domain to us, and that costs $15 for the combo messenger email. If you just want email, it's $10 a month. You get 100 gig of storage, 100 gigabyte. That's quite a lot. It's more than any other provider that you're going to get out there that has any form of security. And you get the privacy as well and some cool features.
Well, it goes back to the question, how much is your privacy worth, right? These are upfront costs, and they are extremely affordable in today's world with this very large threat that we have of data breaching. So as always, learning so much about you, and these are real life issues. We're just hoping to change the mindset of our viewers to be more aware and use the secure products as well.
Definitely. And to our viewers out there that don't have a secure account yet, I'd like to throw out the promo code SEKUR15, SEKUR15. I've noticed lately a lot of people are using it, so that's nice. That means we'll get a lot of viewers. And basically you get 15% off for the whole year. I would recommend buy that as a side. You can still use your big tech email for your regular, gym membership or whatever you do, and your newsletter and your food delivery, because everybody requires your email. So you have no choice. You have to give an email, but I wouldn't give away my secure email to that. I'd give away a free email system. And that way, because emails are sold a lot and resold in the US. So yeah, use SEKUR15, get 15% off. And tell all your friends, because if you want to talk about sensitive subject or email articles about sensitive subject, I would recommend everybody to have Secure or send it through Secure Send so nobody can read it but the recipient and yourself.
There you have it. All right. Thank you so much for this, Alain.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
news.
Real conflict.
Real threats.
Real heart.
Now there's a place America gets its news.
Newsmax. We're real news for real people.
Millions are turning off the old channels
and switching to Newsmax, the fastest growing cable news channel in America.
No agenda,
no spin,
just the facts.
Millions watch us, so can you.
Newsmax. We are real news for real people.
I first learned about Balance of Nature almost 20 years ago. I worked for an optometrist for 16 years, and he was the biggest fan of Balance of Nature that I've ever seen. He recommended it to his patients. Balance of Nature helps give you lots of energy, and it's good to have lots of energy if you're hanging out with your grandkids a lot. I take Balance of Nature so that I can be healthy for them.
Start now by going to balanceofnature.com and don't forget to use discount code Newsmax.
Introducing the Lectric XP Lite. This new model is just 46 pounds, and its 48-volt system achieves a top speed of 20 miles per hour, making it the best pound-for-pound e-bike in the industry. This e-bike is filled with innovative features and includes a throttle to help you go the distance. It's our most compact and affordable design to date.
I was born in '63. I'm the last of the baby boomers. We were taught as Black Americans, we have always had to work harder than anybody else. So it's in our DNA. We know we have to work hard. And what's holding us down right now is the media. The Democratic Party and the media. Those are the two threats, not to just Black America, but to the entire world and to the democracy of this Republic of the United States of America.
You know, they called Obama the first Black president, overwhelming number of people that voted for him. Where was the racism then?
The Democratic Party is running out of ideas. Quite literally, it used to be, it's the blacks. Now it's the Asians. Now it's the whites, hate the whites. At some point, they're going to run out of things, which is probably why they're creating genders.
Right now, our community is being taught to blame everyone else for our problems. No way that we're the issue. Forget the fact that we're gunning each other down in the streets. Forget the fact that we're killing our unborn. Forget the fact that we are not telling our Black young men and women that they can be anything they want to be. Blame America. Blame the white man. Blame everybody else.
When I was coming up as a young child, my mother and them would wait in line for hours for food. When my mom had at least 5 kids at that time, my mom and my father would work from sunup to sundown. My mother would go and iron clothes for people. And those winter days comes in, and it'd be so cold, and you got children to feed. We didn't have any gas at that time. We had things that we growed on the farm. So see, back then, we didn't blame a white person for what we went through with. I can't hold you responsible for 400 years of slavery. I can't do that.
The Democrat Party manipulates the African American community. They're very, very good at that.
The Democrats have always lied to keep Black people in their party since Black people became a part of their party. The Republican Party was actually the first home of the Black vote because Lincoln freed the slaves and the slaves voted Republican. Now, the distortion came right after the death of JFK. Lyndon Johnson becomes president of the United States, and it was necessary to keep that type of momentum that just loved JFK, just loved John Kennedy, going for LBJ, who was not known to be a friend of Black people coming out of Texas.
But I've got to prove that it discriminates, and I can't prove it in Texas. There are more niggers voting there now than white folks.
Johnson's bright idea was, hey, let's then raise up, or at least allow that black mother who's having those children out of wedlock, or that poor white mother who's having those children out of wedlock, or that family that might be struggling. Let's offer them government assistance. They launched what was called a war on poverty. And the war on poverty actually turned into a war on the family. Because what happened was the government became daddy. And the government then, because they were daddy, they didn't want another daddy in the house. The lie is that it's okay. We'll take care of them. And if you have some more, we'll give you more money. Now we're seeing the fruits of it. We have planted those seeds 50 years ago. And the children of those seeds are now giving grandchildren to those seeds. And this is the amazing thing about it. They're believing the same lie. They're believing that more money solves social ills.
We'll give you free abortions. We will give you opportunities for welfare as long as you push the man out of the house, and we'll give the lady a check. They destroy and minimize our community. The African American community has generally received programs that suppress and minimize our growth, our population growth. So there's something very unfair that needs to be dealt with, in my opinion.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
I do not like my sheets. I love my Giza Dream sheets.
Call or go to MyPillow.com right now to take advantage of Mike's limited time offer. Use the promo code on the screen, and when you buy one set of Giza Dream Sheets, Mike will send you another set absolutely free. That's right, buy one set of Giza Dream Sheets and get another set absolutely free. Choose from a variety of colors in solid, stripes, and new flannel sheets. Order now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, and I'm here today to tell you about a hidden health crisis currently affecting nearly every American: sleep deprivation. And that's why you need to know about Relaxium Sleep. You see, getting a good night's sleep helps support a healthy immune system, helps maintain a healthy blood pressure, healthy cardiovascular system. Thankfully, Relaxium Sleep's formula is clinically proven to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling refreshed. Relaxium's triple action formula was developed by renowned neurologist and sleep expert Dr. Eric Ciliberti. It'll regulate your natural sleep cycle, relax your body, and calm the mind for better sleep through the whole night. Call today and get your very own risk-free bottle of Relaxium Sleep. Relaxium Sleep doesn't have any harmful chemicals like many prescription sleeping pills. With Relaxium Sleep, you can expect to start sleeping better the very first night. The very first night.
After being a Relaxium customer for at least 3 years now, because I'm getting a better night's sleep, it's making everything else about my life more enjoyable.
When I take Relaxium Sleep, I sleep better than I have in years.
I wake up feeling alert, like I've had the best night's sleep.
If you're like I was, and you've got trouble sleeping at night, give Relaxium Sleep a call. Get your very own risk-free bottle. Take control of your health. Stop struggling with restless nights. Sleep like you were meant to with Relaxium. Relaxium is giving away 1,000 bottles of clinically proven Relaxium Sleep today. Fall asleep, stay asleep, wake refreshed.
Call today for your 30-day risk-free trial and 100% money-back guarantee. Relaxium Sleep doesn't need a prescription, is 100% drug-free, and is non-habit forming. Call 800-798-4171, 800-798-4171.
Trust Unite to Relaxium Sleep.
Selling a home is expensive and stressful, so we set out to create a better home selling experience with a network of the most successful real estate agents in America. that'll sell your home for as little as a 2% commission.
The icing on the cake with the Ideal Agent was that we saved $12,000 in commissions.
We would definitely use Ideal Agent again. The whole process was so positive for us.
Excellent service.
Getting right to the point, hiring Ideal Agent, I wish we would have done that sooner, and we would have saved 6 months of time and mortgage payments that would have probably never happened if we would have just gone with them first.
They were so stress-free, the whole process was amazing, and I would definitely recommend them.
We certainly recommend Ideal Agent now to all of our family, all of our friends. It's just a great experience.
We are not a discount brokerage. These are top local agents that'll get you the best results.
The reason that I left the Democrat Party was because I did not agree with abortion.
When you look at the black population being 12.8% of the American population, black women being, let's say, 7.5% of the American population, but yet they make up 43% of abortions in this country.
Our population is dwindling and diminishing, and it's very sad. You never know what we could accomplish if we could get our numbers up and focus on nuclear families and really building our lives. The Democrat Party kind of refuses to allow black people to do that, and that's why black people have to take the initiative and leave and turn their back on those policies. It brings you down. It really can destroy you.
And so I believe that Democrats have lied to the African American community.
The Democrats have used abortion. The Democrats have used race. And the diabolical duo of those two have seemed to converge upon the black community. You're being black and you're being murdered. Not by the white man. You're black and you're being murdered in numbers that are unproportional to any other abortion numbers in this country by your black mother. The most compassionate thing that I can possibly do is point out that we're murdering our future. Black people, that was not anything we did. But when it did happen, when Sally, your cousin, got pregnant, or somebody in the family, a girl got in trouble in the family, we didn't kill the baby. You know what we did? All of a sudden, we'd send her to Detroit to visit with Aunt Ethel or somebody. And then Sally would come back home after nearly a year. And guess what? Aunt Ethel had a new baby. It was just amazing. But we didn't kill the child.
They are fighting to destroy Black America through abortion. There were 2 Planned Parenthood establishments within walking distance of my high school. I went to Planned Parenthood with an unplanned pregnancy. The nurse asked, did I want to hear about my options? My options were to have an abortion on Tuesday or Thursday.
Planned Parenthood, America's largest abortion provider, has admitted that their founder, Margaret Sanger, was a racist during her lifetime. She admittedly wanted to target the African American community for population control and reduction.
She started the 1939 Negro Project, where she called black people human weeds that needed to be weeded up out of society. And this is what the Democrat Party promote. Hillary Clinton even lifted up Margaret Sanger as her hero. And this is a genocide.
I admire Margaret Sanger enormously.
Margaret Sanger once said that she wanted to use the minister to come in and use them against the rebellious type that would, try to fight against her, because she said she didn't want word to get out that she wanted to exterminate the Negro population. And this is what the Democrat Party has been doing through Planned Parenthood.
There is forgiveness for all of us, for all of our sins. We have to remember that God is there for us. And so I want to encourage women to return to the Lord.
In the black church, the topic of abortion will very seldom be discussed. It is uncomfortable.
So my grandfather, Martin Luther King Sr., was rescuing babies from abortion throughout his whole ministry. That's rare for a preacher. The preachers really won't deal with abortion from the pulpit.
They see more people on Sunday mornings than a lot of our politicians may see all week. And they don't want the competition. And they don't want to have to deal with that. So they write these laws where they do what? They give benefits to the churches to stay out of certain areas. Don't come in the political arena, okay, and we will forgive the amount of money you have to pay in taxes. It's almost as if the government, the politicians, are paying churches to silence them. When the churches should back up on that and say, our true reward, our true payment comes from God.
And I was raised not to put my confidence in politics, but in God. One of my favorite passages in the Bible talks about the people crying out for a king and a ruler. And God gave them King Saul, but he said, you're not going to like it so much because you've got me. And Saul is not me, but okay, I'll give you a king. And then we had King David after that. And we had many kings throughout the Bible history. So God allows politics, and you can't really put God out of anything. However, you can try to run a government without God, and you'll find out that it turns into a disaster. I really believe that some of the most powerful books in the Bible, Romans 13, for instance, says, are you afraid of the government? You should be. Obey the laws. And that's the godly, God-ordained laws, not just crazy laws from people. Then you'll live well. Some of the best examples we have of Bible heroes have either been kings or governors. You know, Daniel was a politician. Queen Esther was married to a politician. And Joseph, in the time of Egypt, became one of the most powerful politicians in his culture. God's hand on Daniel, on Queen Esther, on Joseph, is evidence that God is ever present, even in the political realm. So it's very appropriate to discuss politics, but to see it through a lens with God being in charge.
Jesus called out the Pharisees. He called out the Sadducees, which was the government under Caesar at that time in Israel. What he had to do was upset certain apple carts. He had to turn some things over in the minds of people who had gotten entrenched into a certain culture. What does that tell us? It tells us that there comes a time, especially to you pastors and preachers and you Christians out there, you need to hear me. There comes a time when you must stand up on principles.
It just seems that we are walking down a road where we're allowing liberal ideology to dictate what we do, and that's taking us farther and farther away from God. But this whole thought of having a vaccine passport, or that, you know, the mask mandates and you can't celebrate the 4th of July if you're not doing certain things, or if you don't get a vaccine. You know, I look at a lot of these things and all I see is the spirit of the Antichrist.
Everything is turning not really for the good, it's turning to evil. They don't know that demons are working with them.
My name is Diane. I grow lots of pretty flowers. At a point in my life not too long ago, I was thinking I could never garden again. But then I found Balance of Nature, and it's just been a no-brainer ever since. I feel great. I have plenty of energy. I sleep well at night. With the Balance of Nature, I can work just as hard and as long as I really want to. It's just been a godsend.
Start today by going to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Newsmax.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my new product, My Coffee. When I tried My Coffee for the first time, I was blown away. It's the best coffee I've ever had in my life. And it starts with the beans that are grown in Honduras. They have the perfect climate for growing coffee plants, which produce the best beans ever. Each batch is tested to meet the highest industry standards, and all the production's done right here in the USA. It's like you're getting that small batch specialty coffee delivered right to your front door. And you can get them ground or whole bean or in the single-serve coffee pods. Plus, it's certified organic and non-GMO. And I guarantee it'll be the richest, smoothest, best coffee you've ever had. So go to mystore.com or call the number on your screen now. Use your promo code and I'll get you my coffee for 25% off. That's mystore.com. It's my new platform for USA entrepreneurs. So please order now.
My name is Val Kemper. As a mom with 5 kids ranging from ages 3 to 14, I need to be on all the time. And what I love about Super Beets is that it gives you the energy that you need without all of the caffeine. I really feel a difference.
People all across America are turning to Super Beets Heart Chews, the deliciously simple way of getting the antioxidants you need to help support healthy blood flow, so you feel more energized while helping to promote normal blood pressure nearly 2 times more effectively than a healthy lifestyle alone.
I was a 2-time All-American, so I know what it takes to get to the highest level and how important it is what you put into your body and how you get that energy. Super Beets is the real deal, and I just love it. I crave it.
Find out how you can get a free 30 days of Super Beets plus free shipping with your first order by calling or going to freesuperbeets.com. But that's not all. Use discount code CHOOSE20 and get an extra 20% off. Act now.
Whenever news breaks.
What you see behind me is the aftermath of that attack.
We're in a helicopter with the men and women with the Texas Department.
This is going to be Trump's first time back in South Carolina.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed Bill SB 524.
And wherever it happens.
Many citizens in France are saying enough is enough.
Locally in Virginia, education very much came into play there.
But inflation reached a 40-year high. Newsmax is there for you.
In regards to religion and politics, the reason why people want to separate that is to win an argument. So to take away God from it, and so that they can have their views taken the place of where God had. Even within the Catholic Church and within, the Democrats, they've infiltrated the Catholic Church's once pro-life stance to get people to be on their side. Even to the point of, Joe Biden, who also claims to be a Catholic, he uses that as a push to move on. And with politics, once they take that place of, religion, they get to twist it in their own way. Whether it's right, even though it's right in the Bible on the stance between marriage, certain values of celibacy. I feel they say don't talk about religion and politics is because they want to take God and the Bible out of it. And in doing so, that helps them win their worldly argument.
This country was created for a moral people, a people with a moral compass. But this nation will not work for anyone else. The moral structure of our nation is decaying and becoming dilapidated. And so go the people of that nation.
Use your privilege! They won't shoot you! They won't kill you!
We don't want you here! We don't want you here!
The more we honor God, the more we bring him back into this country, the more blessed we'll become, and our eyes will be open, because the Bible said, blessed is the nation who God is the Lord. The Democrat Party, they're removing him, they removed him out of the schools, and they're doing everything against the Bible, so they are against God.
What we see in the Democrat Party is that they hate God. They hate God, they hate America, and they hate Americans. And what they want is to have power and control, and it's demonic. And that's why we have to be able to be restored through the faith. And that's where we are right now. We're in a place where we must fight for our faith, and we can't let down.
And when we get away from God, the Bible says, of course, the nation that forget God, that nation shall be turned over to hell, So we don't need to be forgetting God. We need to be honoring God and lifting God up, especially right now, because of everything that's going on, all the division. There's only unity in Jesus Christ. God is love. And he loves us, he'll forgive us when you give your life to him, when you repent. But he's also a just God, where the Bible said that the wages of sin is death. You don't want to pay, if you don't give your life over to God, you have to pay for them sins yourself, and that's in hell, you know. We could go back to in Genesis when God destroyed a whole city behind the behavior that's been promoted when he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. We're reminded throughout all the scriptures not to follow what they did. And it seems to me as if America is following the same path as Sodom and Gomorrah, and it takes those who know God to remind those who don't know God to turn back to God.
What religion has turned into, and what our Christianity in America has turned into, is a feel-good session without the truth and the principles of Scripture being applied to the wound that is sitting there in that congregation. They're wounded, and they don't need to necessarily be told that everything's okay, because everything's not okay. We're killing our children. This is what most pastors are afraid of, though. They're afraid of what happened to him. What happened to him? Well, it got him crucified. I believe that you totally misunderstand the mission of Christ. Without the crucifixion, pastor, there is no resurrection. There is no salvation. There is no hope for man or mankind. This is part of sharing the suffering and the ministry of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And through that, you can provide a resurrection.
During the days of Babel, when they were building a tower, God divided the people according to culture and language, not skin color. Nobody's skin looks totally black without the blues and the magentas in that skin. Nobody looks like a white piece of paper. So we're all colored people. So there is a critical race. It's the human race.
I mean, yes, I was very involved with the Democratic Party. I would go to their meetings, where I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this is 2021, and we're holding this meeting. Damn, did we just have this meeting in 2018, in 2017, in 2000, in 1985? And nothing has been done yet. And we're still holding the same meetings, still trying to complete the same projects. It's crazy because we sitting there, they're, Oliver, can you come to the meeting? We want you to come to the meeting. I'll go to the meeting. Y'all talk about the same shit y'all was talking about in 2021, 2020, and ain't a damn thing been done yet. So what the hell y'all want me to come and listen to the same shit over and over again,
Are those people that you are voting for every single year, are they racist? They're the ones that's keeping you on a Democrat plantation, and to me, that's racist.
When we look at all the crime and violence across the country, we look at what's going on in these inner cities. They're being run by progressive mayors, right? In Baltimore City, we have a progressive state's attorney who is soft on crime, and criminals are running the streets. And I think that's first and foremost, because I think everybody wants a safe neighborhood, right? When you no longer have your safety, you don't have a lot.
This quote-unquote notion that somehow we need to get in and take the racism out of America, then we need to remove the Democrats.
You see the lack of educational freedom. There is no reason why the Democrats, you would think, if they're for black people, they would support school choice. But school choice is not something they want to have, because if you're not affording people in the black community, in our inner cities, a good quality education, then you're not enabling them to be a part of the equality of opportunity that this great country has.
The main way that liberals and Democrats are harming our country is through our children, through the sexualization of children, teaching our kids very inappropriate things in schools, promoting sex changes in children before they're even reaching puberty.
Jim Crow is a creature of the Democratic Party. The Ku Klux Klan is a creature of the Democratic Party. When you look at the court decisions, 3/5 of citizens, these were Democratic policies. Separate but equal, Democratic policies. And so you talk about George Floyd and having the foot on the neck But the Democratic Party has had their foot on the neck of black people for over 200 years.
They're poisoning the minds of our young people. And when you poison the mind of young people, then you begin to take away all of the achievements that the trials and troubles that our ancestors trudged through to get us to this place.
Voting Democrats, we've been guaranteeing our votes for them, and we still struggling, we still complaining about every single thing it is.
Back in the day, the Republican Party was the party of the black people. You know, we all had conservative views.
The Republican Party was reconstructed by Frederick Douglass, one of the most prominent black men that paid for his own freedom in this country. You know, if you know the history, you know the strength of the black American.
Hi, I'm Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, and I'm here today to tell you about a hidden health crisis currently affecting nearly every American: sleep deprivation. And that's why you need to know about Relaxium Sleep. You see, getting a good night's sleep helps support a healthy immune system, helps maintain a healthy blood pressure, healthy cardiovascular system. Thankfully, Relaxium Sleep's formula is clinically proven to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling refreshed. Relaxium's triple action formula was developed by renowned neurologist and sleep expert Dr. Eric Ciliberti. It'll regulate your natural sleep cycle, relax your body, and calm the mind for better sleep through the whole night. Call today and get your very own risk-free bottle of Relaxium Sleep. Relaxium Sleep doesn't have any harmful chemicals like many prescription sleeping pills. With Relaxium Sleep, you can expect to start sleeping better the very first night. The very first night.
After being a Relaxium customer for at least 3 years now, because I'm getting a better night's sleep, it's making everything else about my life more enjoyable.
When I take Relaxium Sleep, I sleep better than I have in years.
I wake up feeling alert, like I've had the best night's sleep.
If you're like I was, and you've got trouble sleeping at night, give Relaxium Sleep a call. Get your very own risk-free bottle. Take control of your health. Stop struggling with restless nights. Sleep like you were meant to with Relaxium. Relaxium is giving away 1,000 bottles of clinically proven Relaxium Sleep today. Fall asleep, stay asleep, wake refreshed.
Call today for your 30-day risk-free trial and 100% money-back guarantee. Relaxium Sleep doesn't need a prescription, is 100% drug-free, and is non-habit forming. Call 800-798-4171, 800-798-4171.
Trust Unite to Relaxium Sleep.
Can the key to a healthier diet fit into just 6 capsules? Yes. We start by sourcing the best vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. They are then put through an advanced vacuum-cooled process, maximizing the nutritional value while preserving the color, smell, and taste of the fruit or vegetable. These are then mixed into our proprietary blends and then encapsulated, then bottled and shipped right to our customers. Start now by going to balanceofnature.com and don't forget to use discount code Newsmax.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and due to your incredible support, the original My Slippers are almost completely sold out. As a special thank you, I am launching my brand new all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98. This is a limited time offer, so go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get all my new footwear for as low as $29.98. My all-season slippers are made with my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slipper. They're finished with a breathable fabric so you can wear them all year round. And my new slides and sandals are made with patented impact gel, making them ultra comfortable and extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable footwear you'll ever own. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. This is an introductory offer and it won't last long, so order now.
Introducing the Lectric XP Lite. This new model is just 46 pounds, and its 48-volt system achieves a top speed of 20 miles per hour, making it the best pound-for-pound e-bike in the industry. This e-bike is filled with innovative features and includes a throttle to help you go the distance. It's our most compact and affordable design to date. With 3 accessory bundle options and 4 exciting color options, this is Lectric's most customizable ride yet. Visit lectricebikes.com and come ride with us.
Well, if we're talking about Joe Biden, most of us know that he's probably one of the biggest racists around.
You know, when he say, "Oh, if you don't vote for me, then you know you're not black enough."
They're going to put you all back in chains.
And then you're going to go so far as to insinuate that we are not even capable of being business owners because we don't have a ID, because we don't have a lawyer, because we don't have an accountant.
They don't have lawyers. They don't have accountants.
As a business owner, of course I have a lawyer, of course I have an accountant, but you know, you can find those people in the phone books every day. You know, you can find them on the internet any day of the week. So how are you going to say that we don't have access to them? So that just shows right there. It shows your mentality. It shows what you think about people. And it's very demeaning. It's very demeaning for you to talk about black people that way. It's very demeaning for you to say those words out of your mouth, and it's very judgmental. So to me, that speaks volumes about what you really feel about black people and what you really feel about black America.
All the blacks that I know drive. If they don't, they take public commute, but that's because that's their choice. So they're able to go get their driver license and take a driver's test, which every state requires. Why can they not be capable enough to get a voter ID?
I don't know a black person that doesn't have an ID. You know, I think that's so insane. I think it's insulting. I think it's actually racist in itself to say that black people can't obtain an ID.
The Democrats are afraid of the term accountability because it means that they can't sneak and lie. They've been taken and basically just going out there lying in the system, messing with the system, messing with the voter integrity.
And the question should not be what the Democrats are doing to us. The question should be, why are they pushing such a hard agenda? And I'm going to give you the answer. Because they know if they mentally control black America, they are in control of the voting systems. They are in control of the people's minds. Because something people do know about us, we ain't going nowhere because we didn't come from Africa. Our ancestors were right here in the country we built.
But by making this a civil rights issue, they know that black people are going to fight that battle for them. But the real target is that they want to make it easier for illegal immigrants to vote. So we have to be the change that we want to see.
And I think the only way it's going to change if people in their communities step up and say, I'm not going to take this anymore.
I'm officially announcing my 2022 candidacy for the United States House of Representatives for the 2nd District of Virginia.
We've got to get our country back.
The absence of action really is the causation of problems. For example, I turn the water on in my tub, and it's plugged up, and it rises and rises, and someone looks at it and says, oh gosh, I didn't do anything with that. I mean, I didn't start that. I didn't start the problem, and they walk away. The water rises and rises, gets all over the floor, it finally gets in their bedroom, right? And they say, well, I didn't do anything, it's not my fault. Well, it is your fault, because you could have turned the water off.
And I believe God puts us all through tests. I believe that, and I think he's testing this country as well. What side are you standing on? Who are you standing with? Are you with me or are you not with me? So the Christians have to stand up, because it's not just about us, it's about them standing up for God and speaking for God as well. I'm a believer. As long as we stand up and fight, somebody fought for me, and we have to fight for these generations to come.
If we want to know why the black community is not coming to the Republican Party, it's because we have not went to the black community.
You remember the days of when the Macy's stores, your Sears stores used to have the mannequin in the window, and the mannequin was always dressed in something that would entice you to go into the window and look for that thing, or they have several mannequins. Well, in the Republican window, okay, there's only the one mannequin, and that mannequin is white. When we know for sure that there are black Republicans in the store, but you'll never know that by looking at the mannequin. It's extremely important to have Republicans, regardless of their race, run for office so we can change the mannequin in the front of the window, so we will attract more people coming into our store. I think on the Democratic side, they do this very, very well. They put black mannequins in the window. They put Asian Hispanic mannequins in the window to attract gay mannequins in the window to attract those types of people in, because they're looking for votes. Right now, they're putting illegals in the window to attract those people to come in that party, right? Yes, we need to have people who happen to be black, happen to be white, happen to be Hispanic, Asian, run for office. That's critically important. The fact that they happen to be black or happen to be Hispanic ought to be a plus. But the notion is that we need to be a party that believes that race and the color of skin don't define who gets into the office or who gets nominated. The worst thing we can have is have Republicans in name only on our front lines or in our ranks. How can you build a ship and you have the people who are going to destroy the ship on the same committee of the committee who are building the ship? They believe in the destruction. And why do they believe in destruction? Because remember, the Republicans in name only are in many cases the ones in power, in the seats. How does a Republican in name only stay in power? By keeping out other Republicans. And therein builds your club.
It was like I hit my 40s and wham, I felt it. Slowing down, losing energy, couldn't build muscle. The guys in the studio were ruthless about my gut. In the first week of taking GF9, my energy came back. Then the muscle. Then the clothes started fitting better. I was like, GF9 stuff is the real deal.
Your growth hormone levels start declining in your 20s, but it's not your fault. It's just a normal part of the male aging process. That's why we put together a robust team of scientists to create a solution. GF9 is a supplement which boosts GH levels naturally by up to 682%. GF9's safe, lab-tested, patented formula nourishes your pituitary gland to naturally unleash your growth hormone production, which is associated with reduced body fat, increased lean muscle, improved energy, mood, and more. It's a way to bring your body closer to the GH levels you may have experienced in your 20s and 30s. And it's been shown to increase those GH levels in as little as 2 hours. Unlike injections, you're not putting additional hormones into your body. GF9 is formulated to naturally stimulate your growth hormone production.
I'm a big guy, but shots, not me. All I have to do is take one serving every day. No needles, no doctors, just being beautiful. I feel better, I sleep better, and look, Shaq Pack, baby.
See how GF9 has transformed Shaq's physique. This is Shaq before taking GF9. Now check out how Shaq looks after using GF9. GF9 sells for $99 in stores, but call right now because we're letting as many men as possible try GF9 for 30 days absolutely risk-free. Plus, call in the next 6 minutes and we'll also include free shipping. Call 1-800-919-9706 or go to getgf9.com now.
I'm finally feeling like the young Shaq again, and check this out. It's not special effects.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
I do not like my sheets. I love my Giza Dream sheets.
Call or go to MyPillow.com right now to take advantage of Mike's limited time offer. Use the promo code on the screen, and when you buy one set of Giza Dream Sheets, Mike will send you another set absolutely free. That's right, buy one set of Giza Dream Sheets and get another set absolutely free. Choose from a variety of colors in solid, stripes, and new flannel sheets. Order now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Greta Van Susteren is back. She's on Newsmax, giving you the really big stories without the spin. Watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren. She's smart, tough, and always fair. Don't miss Greta's new show.
I left the Democratic Party in 2018 when I ran for Congress for District 27. I changed to the Republican Party in 2018. I remain a non-party affiliate after I changed from Democrat before I went to Republican because I need to be in purgatory for a while after I've been a sinner for so many years in the Democratic Party. I have to clean up my palate and clean up my spirit and then go back.
If you don't believe and think as the left wants you to, that's part of that cultural Marxism, that's part of that racial divisiveness, then they're going to brand you a white supremacist.
It's like living in a neighborhood when all the neighbors tell you, don't talk to the girl that just moved in. She's bad. She will take your husband away. But you have never talked to that girl, but you go by whatever everybody said, until one day you walk in the dark and you find out she's nice. But the others are going to be against you because you're talking to that person when we told you she was bad.
Why stay loyal to something or someone that's not loyal to you?
We have to put off the stereotypes, put aside the anger and the hurt. We've got to reach for that American dream because our Constitution says we can have it, and by God, we can. Through technology, through change laws, through activism, through information and truth, Black America has every opportunity if they just set their mind to it.
There's nothing in this country at this point in time that the color of my skin will stop me from doing.
I want to specifically say to my African American family, we matter, we count, we are part of God's entire creation.
I do believe that the people of color are a persevering, relentless culture.
We have to have enough courage to get out there and say, it doesn't matter whether your hair is gray and you're white and you want to go out there and say, I don't think I can do it. We can do it. We can get together. Look at Martin Luther King, who marched down the streets holding hand in hand with all kinds of races, denominations, and creeds. And he was able to do what? Create unity.
And you know, in my own case, how is it you can have a lawyer who has practiced law 42 years, longer than anyone who's ever run for the Republican Party as Attorney General in 400 years?
We've come from not being officers in the military to having officers in the military. We've come from not having elected officials to having people like Senator Tim Scott. We've come a long way.
We always survived. We were always a close-knit family.
And there is so much hope in loving and being involved and being included with dignity, kindness, and civility.
We're Americans. God is doing an amazing thing with this nation, and there are more people like me that are starting to open their eyes and wake up. And by the grace of God, I'm 26 and still have good knees. There's a lot of work to be done. The laborers are few and the harvest is plenty. So I would encourage those who are out there, don't be afraid. God gives you a spirit of courage and boldness.
We are some of the best and brightest among our nation and our communities. So we come together as brothers and sisters, not divided by skin color, embracing each other and everyone with love.
Historically, the Black community has always been a strong group. We survived slavery. We survived Jim Crow. We actually survived the Depression better than white people did. But we always survived. We were always a close-knit family. We'll survive, and we understand how to survive, and we'll make our own way.
I think Black people are some of the most powerful people in this country.
Blacks measure up to whites in economics. They measure up to whites in the political arena. They measure up to whites in the military.
I don't see this time as a time of despair, depression, dejection. I don't see what is happening right now as an obstacle. I see opportunities. I see opportunities for us to once again understand who we are as America, the longest running constitutional republic that the world has ever known, and get back to those first principles and the things that make us the greatest nation that the world has ever known.
In this country, there's equal opportunity. You can work hard, you can become educated, you can get out of the situations that you're in. America is a beautiful country. You know, it was founded upon the right ideas and principles. It's not a racist country. Believe in yourself. Believe in the country that you live in. Stand up for it. There's nothing wrong with being patriotic. It's a beautiful thing.
I am an American. I will salute my country's flag, honor the men and women who protect it, and pledge allegiance for which it stands. I will not apologize for doing what's right. Be put aside without a fight. Be sat down, be tossed around, or be shut down. I only need to search my heart, praise the Lord, and preach His word because I am an American.
Oh, say,
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so
Nothing like freedom.
proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the I said the land of the free and the home of the brave, the home of the brave.
I am proud to be able to bring to you the #1 story in America right now. At least it should be. This is huge. Evidence again, of the FBI colluding with big tech to help Joe Biden win the 2020 election. This laptop story, remember, the New York Post broke it a couple of weeks before the election. Big tech started to censor it. Twitter, right? Facebook, listen to this, was visited by the FBI and may have specifically said, this is a bad story, you better stay away from it. Now, you know, the big podcaster, Joe Rogan, sat down with Mark Zuckerberg, got him in a comfortable place, and maybe Zuckerberg didn't want to say this or inadvertently or whatever. Take notes. This is fascinating. And it's right from the horse's mouth. Mark Zuckerberg admits to the FBI coming over and telling him what to do. And he said, sir, yes, sir. Go.
How do you guys handle things when they're a big news item that's controversial? Like there was a lot of attention on Twitter during the election because of the Hunter Biden laptop story. The New York Post.
Yeah, we have that too.
Yeah, so you guys censored that as well?
So we took a different path than Twitter. I mean, basically, the background here is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. There was we thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. So our protocol is different from Twitter's. What Twitter did is they said you can't share this at all. We didn't do that. What we do is we have, if something is reported to us as potentially misinformation, important misinformation, we also have this third-party fact-checking program because we don't want to be deciding what's true and false. And for I think it was 5 or 7 days when it was basically being determined whether it was false, the distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it. You could still consume it.
So when you say the distribution is decreased,
It got shared.
How does that work?
It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely...
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful. But I mean, but basically, a lot of people were still able to share it. We got a lot of complaints that was the case. Obviously this is a hyper-political issue, so depending on what side of the political spectrum, you either think we didn't censor it enough or censored it way too much. But we weren't sort of as black and white about it as Twitter. We just kind of thought, hey, look, if the FBI, which I still view as a legitimate institution in this country, it's like very professional law enforcement, if they come to us and tell us that we need to be on guard about something, then I want to take that seriously.
Did they specifically say you need to be on guard about that story?
No, I don't remember if it was that specifically, but it basically fit the pattern.
Were you taking notes? I was. Right there. Specifically, did they talk about this story? No, I don't remember. He says the FBI is a legitimate institution. I don't think so anymore. I'm sorry. Here we go again. Facebook decreased distribution of the Hunter laptop story after being warned by the FBI, maybe specifically about the Hunter laptop story. Decreased distribution. How much? I don't know, but it was meaningful. Meaningful. FBI came to us, just so you know, we have it on notice, about to be a dump that's similar to 2016. We'll talk about 2016 some other time. How about that, huh? The guy who runs Facebook admitting it. The FBI came to visit him. No wonder why Mark Zuckerberg got on his boogie board. Do you remember that with the flag? Like he saved the country from Donald Trump? I think that was the message. Yeah, that moment, right? This is crazy. This should be the #1 story everywhere. The FBI meddling. Talk about election interference. Where's the outrage? Is Mitch McConnell going to say something about this? Mitch, are you concerned? Well, the quality of the candidates will determine that. Thanks a lot, Mitch. Crummy leader. How about Kevin McCarthy? These guys. Where's the passion? Where's the leadership from you guys? Huh? This midterm election should be a total layup, all right? The country is falling apart. Everybody's asleep, especially you guys. It looks to me like the far left, they are in love with abortion. They love abortion maybe more than you guys, and maybe more than a lot of so-called conservatives love America. I love America. I believe it's worth fighting for. I believe we got to get out there. I believe we got to start writing checks. I'm not saying to any specific candidate, but you got to get out there and write checks to people you support. I'm gathering I know who it is you support based on, well, we got data that tells us that kind of stuff. Low voter turnout, everybody. Low voter turnout everywhere you go. People just waiting for somebody else to do the work. This is a great country. I think it's worth working for, fighting for, absolutely. Lawfully, of course, huh? Don't we have a great country? And what is our country? What is our nation, huh? United by a common descent, history, culture, language, inhabiting a particular country. All that stuff is on the line right now. 6 months, a year ago, maybe it did look like it was a slam dunk that Republicans were going to take control all over again. I'm not so sure anymore. I'm not. I am. And it's okay to be a little bit edgy right now. Okay? You want to fight like you're behind, and maybe we are.
In 2021, when I think a lot of Republicans thought that they'd be running on school closings and critical race theory, both of which seem like I'm referencing in movies that came out 30 years ago. Right. And so I think that we're just not sure what's going to happen.
She's right. Hey, school closings and critical race theory, those are legitimate issues. But people move on, I guess, to the flavor of the moment, the flavor of the month. Hey, here's another opportunity. If people need something, some new bright, shiny object to be mad about, and this is legitimate, this crazy giveaway, even the left says it's bad. Biden's student loan announcement is a regressive, expensive mistake. Absolutely. From the Washington Post. It takes money from the broader tax base, mostly made up of workers who did not go to college, to subsidize the education debt of people with valuable degrees. It does not make sense. And you know what? All this money that's being spent, Congress didn't approve of it. Joe Biden just did it. And he thinks questions are beneath him. Look at this nasty guy.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans?
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses to see why these guys get them all tax breaks? Is that fair? What do you think?
What about people who paid their loans, though, struggle to...
Huh? Look at that. Look at that nasty look, huh? He's going to spend maybe $1 trillion of money that's not his, that's ours, and no questions. And how dare you ask him? He's been like this his entire career, by the way. Doesn't know his limits, doesn't know protocol, doesn't know the law. He actually said this early in his Senate career. Take a look at this. He defines politics as power. He's yelling at the reporter who wrote the story. And whether you like it or not, young lady, he says, leaning over his desk to shake his finger at me, us cruddy politicians can take away that First Amendment of yours if we want to. Yeah, he's always been dumb. He's always been mean. He's always been nasty. Anyway, back to the people, where the power is supposed to be. Across the board, nobody likes this idea except the crazy people with nose rings, okay? Sorry. Some nice people have nose rings. You know what I'm talking about, though. The lefties, the far lefties, and some kids who don't know better. Take a look.
I find myself, not exactly favoring the idea of forgiving $10,000 of federal student loans.
I'm really not for this. I don't think it's a good idea.
You guys struggled to repay the debts, and now you're not going to see any of this benefit.
No, not at all.
I paid her college as a mortgage.
She went to college, and she took care of it all on her own, by herself, loans and loans. And I'm quite proud of her for doing it. She didn't ask for a handout.
Absolutely. That's America. And they speak such sense. We don't do this here. You know where they do it? In Russia. Actually, they don't even do it in Russia anymore. They do it in the Soviet Union. I went to that place back when it was the Soviet Union. A crummy place. We don't ever want to do anything the way they did it. And now we're doing it that way. You know who had free tuition? Moscow State University. Okay? We don't want this stuff here. All right? It doesn't work. And how is this actually going to be paid? How? The White House literally doesn't have a clue.
The way that we are talking about it and what we're trying to say is the actions that we have taken, and you see this with the way that the deficit has been reduced. We have taken just the last 19 months. I see that look that you're giving me there.
I hear the argument that you have taken previous fiscally responsible actions that give you more wiggle room to be.
Right, it gives us no. We see this. We do not see this as irresponsible.
This was in response to a direct question about how are you going to pay for this. She's obviously hanging around with Kamala Harris too much. That gibberish. It's amazing. I think they might just get away with this. Could they? All of it? Could they get away with it? Hell, they got away with killing a woman. Ashley Babbitt, remember her? Happened on television in the United States Capitol. And nobody cares. You can't even talk about her. January 6 hearings, a year of January 6 hearings, she's not even mentioned. It's wild. The Democrats, they are guilty of everything they accuse President Trump of. President Trump once joked, obviously, about shooting somebody. Do you remember this?
My people are so smart. And you know what else they say about my people? The polls. They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
They hated that joke. It was a joke, but so absurd, right? That somebody could do that and no ramifications. They did it to Ashley Babbitt and no ramifications, nothing. And how many days has it been? 596 days without justice. And how many days, by the way, is it until the midterms, huh? Running out of time, folks. Tell your friends, write checks, and get out to vote.
The former president of the United States.
And, I wouldn't say Fox has been exactly perfect. Fox has been a big difference of Fox between now and what it was 4 years ago, as you know. But we have others that come along, and they're doing well, and Newsmax has been really good, and, others are coming along. And people are seeing that they're watching these conservative networks.
President Trump is right. That's why millions of Americans are tuning into Newsmax for the real news they can trust.
Of course the AC dies in the middle of summer. Luckily, we're members of American Home Shield.
American Home Shield provides home service plans that help cover the cost when parts of more than 20 home systems and appliances wear out, like our AC just did.
This old toilet's been flushing for 3 hours straight. It's no biggie, though. My American Home Shield plan covers items no matter their age. I already showered today. For a free quote, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my new product, My Coffee. When I tried My Coffee for the first time, I was blown away. It's the best coffee I've ever had in my life. And it starts with the beans that are grown in Honduras. They have the perfect climate for growing coffee plants, which produce the best beans ever. Each batch is tested to meet the highest industry standards, and all the production's done right here in the USA. It's like you're getting that small batch specialty coffee delivered right to your front door. And you can get them ground or whole bean or in the single-serve coffee pods. Plus, it's certified organic and non-GMO. And I guarantee it'll be the richest, smoothest, best coffee you've ever had. So go to mystore.com or call the number on your screen now. Use your promo code and I'll get you My Coffee for 25% off. That's mystore.com. It's my new platform for USA entrepreneurs. So please order now.
Just a pea-sized amount of Lumi applied between your butt cheeks like this. I will demonstrate. Just kidding, I won't. Like this. We put Lumi to the test and compared it to a shower. 12 hours after a shower with soap and water, the average crotch has an odor score of 5 to 6 out of 10. 12 hours after a shower and applying Lumi, you're at a 0 out of 10. No odor all day. I'm not a mathematician, but I think it means that Lumi is infinitely more effective than a shower alone. So just take a shower or shower with Lumi and be 0 out of 10.
Did you know color is vital to your health? I'm not talking about the color of the walls in your house or your car or your clothes. I'm talking about the color of the food you eat. A colorful diet is a part of staying well because many nutrients are color. Eating a wide variety of fruits and vegetables provides your body with diverse chemistry it needs to heal itself and stay well. Color, taste, and smell keep you well, and that's what you get with Balance of Nature.
Start now by going to balanceofnature.com and don't forget to use discount code Newsmax.
Folks, there's a group out there. They're called Gays Against Groomers. Groomers, the grooming of children. Quite frankly, I think they're terrific. Take a look at this message. Who could quarrel with these messages? There needs to be a federal law banning all trans medicalization and surgical mutilation of minors. All of these doctors and surgeons should not only be stripped of their medical licenses, but never be allowed within 500 yards of a child ever again. Amen. Next, telling children and planting the idea in their head that they are anything less than perfect exactly as they are and as God made them is pure evil. Childhood is already ripe with self-doubt and insecurities without them being told they might have been born in the wrong body. Next, a 4-year-old can't even choose their own bedtime, but apparently they can choose their own gender. And for this, what happened? Kicked off of Twitter. How do they justify it? I'd like to meet Jamie Michelle. Introduce Jamie Michelle. She is the founder of Gays Against Groomers. Welcome to the show, Jamie, and thank you for your message. How are you?
Hi, Greg. It's great to be on here with you. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. You bet. So, number one, when did you start this and why?
Right. So we're very new. I started Gays Against Groomers June 6th of this year. So we haven't even been online or in existence for 3 months yet. And we have now been banned 4 times in that time. So in under 3 months, Twitter has banned us 4 times now. And our account keeps getting reinstated. It's a really bizarre experience. I'm not sure what's going on over there. I think that they just don't know what to do with us, how to handle us really without eating their own, you know?
Now,
because we have some diversity points here, you know? They shouldn't be harping on us, but, you know.
You are from the LGBTQ community, and they are censoring you, it would seem. Have they given you a reason? Did they say why your account is suspended? You know, you can click on that tab and, you know, find out more information. What are they telling you, if anything?
They don't tell us anything. That's what's so bizarre is we don't even get an email from them. the way that I find out is I open the app and all of a sudden the account is gone, and I see what you have on the screen right there is that it's just suspended. The only thing, excuse me, the only thing I'm able to do is appeal it, but I don't even get emails in response to the appeal. It's just gone and then it's back and gone and back. So I think they're having a battle over there at Twitter HQ. Maybe there's one based employee left that's like, no, we're leaving them on. I don't really know.
And do me a favor, look, and it's totally fine if you are you being provocative, saying these basic truths that children should not be undergoing this? You know, for some, they say, oh, this is hate speech. This is transphobic. Even saying that men can't have children is somehow transphobic. Maybe you saw that exchange. So is this part of the intent, to say some basic truths and to see what happens?
Definitely not. First of all, our coalition shouldn't even have to exist. Every day I wake up and I'm like, why is this even a thing? But we had to enter the fight. No, the things we're saying are common sense, have always been common sense for all of human history. They are not radical tweets or words or thoughts. This is the truth. And, you know, yeah, we know for a few years now, the truth has been labeled as hate speech. But as I said, you know, they have censorship, but we have the majority of the population, and it's 100% true. You know, they bow down to appease this very minority radical sect of society. And that is not at all how people actually feel, how the mass majority of people feel. So, you know, they can censor all they want, but the truth is the truth. And we're not going away anytime soon. And there's millions fighting with us, parents, just regular people, as well as within the gay community. We're not going to ever stop until what's happening to children is stopped.
What do you think the motivation is with this sudden interest, or maybe it's not sudden, but they're more out in the open, this fixation with children? And we see the drag queens, the cross-dressers at events with children. I mean, this stuff, obviously, this is adult behavior. 18 and up, fine. But kids, no. They're so emboldened and they're so open about it. Why is this happening at this moment?
Yeah, it's truly mind-blowing. I have deduced that this was probably the intention all along. What, you know, woke people and progressives, this was their goal. Their end game is to like get children, to sexualize children, to indoctrinate them and confuse them. And to basically, I mean, if a child can consent to changing their gender, what else could a child consent for? You know, they can pretty much decide to do anything. And I think that this opens a wide open door for actual pedophiles to get near them and ultimately abuse them. And, you know, back in the day when we were fighting for gay marriage, all we wanted was equal rights, me and millions of others within the community. We were happy to stop the fight there. And, you know, radicals on the right and religious right, they would warn us of like the slippery slope. And along with all of us, thought that they were crazy. Like, we literally just wanted to be able to have the same rights as everybody else and treated the same as everybody else. But, you know, now these radicals have proven the slippery slope to be 100% true. And we're doing what we can to reverse it, because we're not going to let this happen. They're using our community essentially as shields to be able to do this. And we don't condone it. We were never asked to consent to it. We oppose it. And they're going to know that.
As you may know, Donald Trump appointed the first openly gay person to be the head of a cabinet agency. Rick Grinnell, National Director of Intelligence. Donald Trump drew a lot of fire from the so-called LGBTQ community when he only said the Pentagon should not be doing sex reassignment surgery. They try to say he was Hitler because the Pentagon should not be doing sex reassignment surgery. I only have a couple of moments left, but do me a favor, because I said you're a member of the LGBTQ community, which, how do we talk about that? Because quite frankly, there's no straight community. You know what I mean? There's is there an updated way we should be talking about that? Because to label somebody's orientation like that, their politics are somehow linked to their orientation, that seems a little bit crazy.
Right. I totally agree. Like, I mean, I am a lesbian. Excuse me. I'm a lesbian, but I don't view that as my whole identity. I view it as the way that I have dark hair. Same thing. I mean, I say gay community, I say gay and trans people. I personally believe that LGB has always been separate from T. They should have been shouldn't be lumped in together in the first place. One is who you love and one is who you are. But that's not our focus right now. We're worried about what's happening to the kids. But I'd just say, first of all, we don't like the Q. None of us, gay or trans, you know, except for these woke people. We don't like the Q. The Q. Q means queer, and that used to be an actual slur, unlike the word groomer. So,
Jamie, and groomer should be. It's a pejorative. It has to stop. The activity has to stop. Jamie, Michelle, we appreciate it, quite frankly. Gays Against Groomers. Don't cancel them, Twitter and Instagram and the rest. All the best. We'll be right back.
They won't give you the facts. They don't tell the truth. Their bias is incredible. Now millions are turning to Eric Bolling, The Balance, to get the real story. Watch him on Newsmax.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and due to your incredible support, the original My Slippers are almost completely sold out. As a special thank you, I am launching my brand new all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98. This is a limited time offer, so go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get all my new footwear for as low as $29.98. My all-season slippers are made with my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slipper. They're finished with a breathable fabric so you can wear them all year round. And my new slides and sandals are made with patented impact gel, making them ultra comfortable and extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable footwear you'll ever own. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. This is an introductory offer and it won't last long, so order now.
Selling a home is expensive and stressful, so we set out to create a better home selling experience with a network of the most successful real estate agents in America that'll sell your home for as little as a 2% commission.
The icing on the cake with the Ideal Agent was that we saved $12,000 in commission.
We would definitely use Ideal Agent again. The whole process was so positive for us.
Excellent service.
Getting right to the point, hiring Ideal Agent, I wish we would have done that sooner, and we would have saved 6 months of time and mortgage payments that would have probably never happened if we would have just gone with them first.
They were so stress-free. The whole process was amazing, and I would definitely recommend them.
We certainly recommend Ideal Agent now to all of our family, all of our friends. It's just a great experience.
We are not a discount brokerage. These are top local agents that'll get you the best results.
Hello, I'm Mike Huckabee. Schools and the media are promoting socialism to our children and undermining the important values we're trying to teach our kids. That's why your kids need my Kid's Guide to Fighting Socialism. It'll help them learn the dangers of socialism and how to fight back. And I want you to have it for free as part of this free gift bundle.
To order your free Kid's Guide to Fighting Socialism gift bundle, just visit socialismstinks.com. That's socialismstinks.com.
When it comes to making dinner, fill in the blanks with Home Chef. Our classic all-in-one meal kits are simple enough for anyone and delicious enough for everyone. Delicious, meet simple.
Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
My actions that day was to save you guys, regardless of my personal safety. And I still continue to wanting to do that today, tomorrow, and as long as I'm permitted to do it. And if it is demanded of myself to do that in the future.
That's Aquino Ganel. He's a hero. Just ask him. I had my doubts about this guy big time during the testimony, and they were well-founded. So there's a man named Kyle Fitzsimmons. On January 6th, well, he was there, and he's in trouble. He's charged with a whole bunch of stuff here: unlawfully entering a restricted building, assaulting a federal officer, civil disorder. And a key witness against him is Sergeant Ganel. But turns out, according to our next guest, they think that Gunnell, they caught him lying during court. I'd like to bring in Kara Castronova. She's the co-founder of Citizens Against Political Persecution, a Newsmax contributor, and she was in the courtroom last week during this trial and Gunnell's testimony. How are you? Welcome.
I'm good. Thank you, Greg, for having me on.
You bet. So what happened in court?
So I was there and I witnessed what most Americans never got to witness, which is an actual January 6th hearing where there's two sides and where there's cross-examination. And what I witnessed was the defense attorney, she was actually a public defender and a Democrat, so that made it even more shocking, cross-examined Sergeant Gunnell and literally proved that he committed perjury on many different occasions. So one of the charges against Fitzsimmons that you mentioned is assaulting a police officer. Sergeant Gunnell is retired from the police because he says that Fitzsimmons injured his arm and he can no longer work for the police. It turns out that the video that was shown in court by this public defender, Natasha Taylor Smith, showed that Fitzsimmons actually never touched Gunnell's shield like Gunnell's story says. He swore under oath that that Fitzsimmons touched his shield, which pulled his shoulder and made it impossible for him to work again as a Capitol Police officer. And she played video. She still framed it. She played it in slow motion. And Gunnell, his shield was never touched by Fitzsimmons. So according to the defense attorney, the government did not meet its burden of proof when it comes to convicting this man of assaulting Sergeant Gunnell.
So the shield, that's a key point here. Gunnell initially accused this guy of ripping it from him and causing injury to the shoulder.
Right.
And the video does not show that. What did Gunnell do? You saw him on the stand. How did he react when confronted with the video evidence that seemed to undermine his story?
Right. He was very nasty to the woman, very disrespectful, told her to get her story straight. Whenever she asked him a yes or no question, like, Sergeant Gunnell, do you see his hand on your shield? Yes or no? He would resort to his media talking points that he's trained to just spit out from being a witness on the quote-unquote January 6th committee, of how he's a hero, how he was there to protect the president, the vice president, the people who were in power, the senators, and he went into this whole soliloquy. She kept asking the judge, can you please ask the witness to just answer the question, is his hand on the shield or not? He wouldn't admit that it wasn't on the shield, but he finally started to change his story and say, well, he pulled my shoulder strap then. It was my shoulder strap that he pulled. Maybe he didn't touch my shield. So his testimony just kept changing. And not only did she prove that he lied about that, she's also contested the fact, his story, that he saved another fellow officer. So by showing other videos, she proved that more than likely he didn't do that either.
It's so interesting, and it's interesting the way you put it. You're right. We have not seen hearings where there was cross-examination or the other side got to present its story. Only you have seen that, those who have attended these trials, and actually there haven't been that many of them because of the pressure for a plea agreement. Now, you saw him outside of court, and there was a bit of an exchange. I want to play that, please.
Mr. Goodell just perjured himself all over the stand in there, guys. He's getting ate alive by the public defender. He's got an IQ of probably 80. Yeah, he's not that smart, so his lawyer has to tell him which lies to say on the stand. Every time he tells a lie, it gets a hard question. He has to look to that piece of trash lawyer to get the question. He lied about that on court today.
Wow. That wasn't your voice. That was somebody else, and I remember that lawyer who was sitting behind him, and I think he's been involved in all kinds of left-wing causes. So, by the way, the defense attorney, who is a public defender, so she's kind of, there she is, Natasha Taylor Smith, I believe her name is. She's doing a good job for her defendant, which, of course, is the way the system is supposed to work.
And the most incredible thing is that she's a Democrat, a Biden supporter, but she kept nailing in that these people had a right to be there on January 6th. Sergeant Gunnell, basically, how dare you say that these people were all a part of a coup attempt? That was a big part of her opening statement, her closing statement, that the First Amendment is the most important part of democracy, right to address the government for grievances. And the fact that Sergeant Gunnell has made many statements that everybody there was part of a coup attempt and should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law was something that she kept drilling in. And he denied saying that, and then she had to refresh his memory by replaying something that he said, which she did quite often. She kept saying, let me refresh your memory. And she would play something that he said in the news, made him look really foolish.
Kara, we have to go, but you know what? Number one, I never thought I'd be in such praise of a public defender from Washington, D.C., Natasha Taylor Smith. We probably have nothing in common except maybe a love of the Constitution, and I'm very impressed. And I'm very impressed by you. I continue to be. Kara Castronova, you've been so active in all this, co-founder of Citizens Against Public Persecution, follower at Kara Castronova on Twitter, and at karacastronova.com for more information. Many, many thanks.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
A liberty-loving American takes on Washington, Hollywood, and the whole media establishment. He's Chris Salcedo. Join his fight. Tune in to The Chris Salcedo Show every weekday afternoon on Newsmax.
Hi, I'm Eileen. I live in Vancouver, Washington, and I write mystery novels. Dogs have been such an important part of my life. I have Finn and a new puppy. As I was writing, I found that I just wasn't as sharp, and I knew I needed to do something. So I started taking Prevagen. I realized that I was much more clear, and I was remembering the details that I was supposed to. Prevagen keeps my brain working right.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
I'm Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, and I'm here with my wonderful wife of almost 50 years, Janet, and our puppies.
Over the years, we've learned to make a marriage work, you need love.
Respect.
And most importantly,
a good night's sleep.
Mike had real difficulty getting to sleep and staying asleep until he started taking Relaxium sleep.
For years now, we both fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed every morning. It's made life a whole lot better. And since Relaxium Sleep's formula is so safe and effective, there's no issue how often we take it. Clinically proven Relaxium Sleep's triple action formula was developed by renowned neurologist and sleep expert Dr. Eric Ciliberti to regulate your natural sleep cycle, relax your body, and calm the mind for better sleep through the whole night. We love the sleep that we're getting with Relaxium Sleep.
And we continue to recommend it to family and friends who tell us how it's changed their life.
Relaxium is so confident that it'll work for you, they're going to give you a bottle of Relaxium Sleep absolutely risk-free for 30 days.
After being a Relaxium customer for at least 3 years now, because I'm getting a better night's sleep, it's making everything else about my life more enjoyable.
When I take Relaxium Sleep, I sleep better than I have in years.
I wake up feeling alert, like I've had the best night's sleep.
With Relaxium Sleep, I'm so happy I'm going to use the product forever, for life.
Change your sleep tonight so you can change your life tomorrow with Relaxium Sleep.
Call now. Relaxium is giving away 1,000 bottles of clinically proven Relaxium Sleep today. Fall asleep, stay asleep, wake refreshed.
Call today for your 30-day risk-free trial and 100% money-back guarantee. Relaxium Sleep doesn't need a prescription, is 100% drug-free, and is non-habit forming. Call 800-960-3799, 800-960-3799.
Trust you not to Relaxium Sleep.
What should we do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need. All I can say is that the fake news just doesn't get it, do they?
Fake news. They love Hillary. They also love Apple TV. Hillary loves money, so she's got a new TV show at Apple TV. How many episodes? It's a series. It's called GETY, and they put out the trailer. Hillary and Chelsea do this together. A TV show starring them.
Okay, here we go. We're hitting the road to shine a light on women who inspire us to be bolder and braver.
Leadership doesn't look one way. It's a giant rainbow.
You're not gonna break me down. You'll get worn out before I do.
Women who push us outside our comfort zone.
You got this.
And make us laugh.
I'm in deep Georgia, and they might have never met a Muslim.
Or they don't know they have.
Or they don't know they have, because we walk among you.
I hate it already, and that's not a funny joke, all right? It's a good joke. You know what the most offensive part so far? Hillary and Chelsea Clinton being the executive producers of this production. What the hell do they know? This stuff is actually, there's a lot that goes into it. They don't know what they're doing. I know they don't know what they're doing. Here's a little bit more.
Your survival is your power. Someone say to me, you're not good enough because you have melanin. How dare you?
I have a master's in whites. I just want whites to get a GED in blacks.
You got to be woke with Apple TV, right? And what's woker than making fun of white people? That always works, especially among liberal white people. All right, let's wrap this up. It's getting on my nerves.
Speak truth to power. When I throw rocks, I'm throwing them up.
We're going to go buy the house where we got married.
This is where it all started.
And the rest is history.
Cheers.
By putting down the bad things and lifting up the good things, we bring balance to the world.
You literally become one with yourself.
Wow. By putting down the bad things and up with the good things, one with yourself. What a totally useless message. I think the better message is the one that I talked about a couple of moments ago. Okay, why doesn't anybody talk about the greatest message in the world? I'm serious, why not? It's the greatest message in the world. And they pretend that beads and candles are going to get you somewhere. All right, fake news. If you are just operating your life and you got the TV on the background, you're going to hear stuff like this all the time.
Ben Rhodes, Neil brought the Bill Barr Justice Department into the conversation, and so I want to stay there. One of the things, we keep talking about being in uncharted territory as a country, covering a search approved by a judge of an ex-president's home, not the what of it, but why, because he had classified materials that could endanger U.S. national
So that's
security.
a former Bush administration official asking a Obama administration official, by the way.
It shows people not just moving these boxes around, but repackaging some of the materials that may or may not be classified. It makes me
just ask your question.
Know a whole lot more about what he was protected from while he was there, about how these agencies function when he was in this much trouble but had all the protections of the executive. What do you think when you see this investigation start to maybe the tip of the iceberg reveal itself?
I'm really glad you asked that question, Nicole, because this is what I've been thinking about the last couple of days. Because, you know, for 8 years, I was in a White House with the highest security clearance.
All right, I can't. I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry. Look here. He goes on for 4 minutes talking about how bad Trump is with no evidence of anything. All rumor, speculation. It's just like Russia, Russia, Russia all over again. And it's fascinating to me. The swamp, bipartisan. They agree. This is a former Obama guy. The girl with the hair, that's a former Bush administration official. This is how they roll. They don't want anybody outside their world in their world, okay? All right. Hey, remember him?
Faithful adherence to the rule of law is the bedrock principle of the Justice Department and of our democracy. Upholding the rule of law means applying the law evenly, without fear or favor.
I don't believe you. I do not believe this man whatsoever. Do you know who he appointed to a very high position in his Justice Department? This crazy woman. Do you remember her? Pamela Karlan. She was a quote-unquote expert witness during one of the impeachments against Donald Trump. Still don't remember her? Maybe you remember this.
Just give you one example that shows you the difference between him and a king, which is the Constitution says there can be no titles of nobility. So while the president can name his son Baron, he can't make him a baron.
All right, just a good old-fashioned Trump hater. Well, she knew nothing, said that. What did they give her? They made her the principal deputy assistant attorney general for that performance in the Biden administration. Yeah, I like that better. That picture's better. How about that, huh? Fear or favor, or we're just following the facts. I don't believe them, and neither should you. Be very careful when you consume mainstream media content. They may tell you stuff that may or may not be right, including when it comes to addiction. I'm not going to get into the story they did on NBC News, but I will say this about addiction. They help make addicts in America. NBC did. When Hoda and Jenna and Kathy Lee before drank in the morning. Oh, it's every day's wine's day or whatever, the white wine in the morning routine. Bad, bad, bad. They drank. It didn't even matter if they were drinking or not. It was a symbolism. Day drinking. Fun, right? Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing. All right, do me a favor. Stay with us. We are going to have coming up, and this is sad, it's a year ago since that horrible attack in Afghanistan killed 13 of our service members. Kareem Nakui on the left lost his life that day, just 20 years old. We're going to meet his mom, Shanna, when we come back.
It's time to lose the weight for good. Try Golo. No subscriptions, just real results that last.
I've lost 70 pounds, 58 pounds, 22 pounds,
128 pounds.
138 pounds in 9 months. Crazy, right?
It's time to put dieting behind you and get your health and vitality back.
Once you start this plan and you do what you are supposed to do, you are going to feel amazing. You're going to have a new life.
Change your life now at Golo.com.
Attention! Did you or a loved one live at or near Marine Base Camp Lejeune in North Carolina between 1953 and 1987? If so, listen closely for this important legal announcement. From 1953 to 1987, Marines and their family members at Camp Lejeune drank water that was contaminated with hazardous toxins. The toxins found in the water at Camp Lejeune may cause health issues, especially later in life. Types of health issues associated with water at Camp Lejeune are numerous. If you or a loved one lived near Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation without going to court. Even if you were turned down in the past, a new law can allow you to file a claim today. If you or a loved one spent time near Camp Lejeune, call the Negligence Network to find out if you're eligible for financial compensation. There's no fee unless we win your case. Call 1-800-300-8831. That's 1-800-300-8831.
I'm Steve Johnston, founder of Ideal Agent. With rising interest rates and inflation, there's a lot of uncertainty in today's real estate market. Now more than ever, selecting the right real estate agent can be the difference in tens of thousands of dollars in your pocket. Experience matters. At Ideal Agent, we'll connect you with a top local agent who'll get you the best results for as low as a 2% commission.
With Ideal Agent, we were able to get one of the top agents in our area, and he made the process extremely comfortable. He was very professional, and his expertise just helped us immensely. And through that process, we were able to save $23,000.
We've helped thousands of home sellers and buyers get 5-star results, ranking us #1 in real estate on